Tim Burton was raised in Burbank, California. He spent most of his childhood as a recluse, drawing cartoons and watching old Western movies. When he was in the ninth grade, his artistic talent was recognized by a local garbage company when he won a prize for an anti-litter poster that he designed. The company placed this poster on all their garbage trucks for a year. After graduation from high school, he attended California Institute of Arts, and like so many others who graduated from that school, Burton's first job was an animator for Disney. He worked on such films as The Fox and the Hound, The Black Cauldron in 1985, but he had some creative differences from that of his colleagues. Nevertheless, Disney recognized his talent and gave him the green light to make Vincent in 1982. It was an animated short about a boy who wanted to be just like Vincent Price. Ironically enough, it was narrated by Vincent Price himself. The short was a critical success and won several awards. Burton made a few other short films, including his first live-action film, Frankenweenie, in 1984. It was a half-hour-long twist on the tale of Frankenstein. It was deemed inappropriate for children. It wasn't released, but actor Paul Reubens, also known as Pee Wee Herman, saw Frankenweenie in 1984 and believed that Burton would be the right man to direct him in his first full-length feature film, Pee Wee's Big Adventure, in 1985. The film was a surprise success, and Burton instantly became popular. However, many of his scripts that were offered to him after were essentially just spin-offs of the same film, and Burton wanted to do something new. So for the next 3 years, he made no more films until he was presented with the script for Beetlejuice in 1988. The script was wild and wasn't really about anything, but was filled with such artistic and quirky opportunities, Burton couldn't say no. Beetlejuice was another big hit, and Burton's name in Hollywood is solidified. It was also his first film with actor Michael Keaton. Warner Brothers then entrusted him with Batman in 1989. It was a film based on immensely popular comic book series, also known as Batman, the same name, starring Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson. The film was mostly financially successful. It was the best film of the year and Burton's biggest box office hit to date. Due to the fantastic success of his first three films, he was given the green light to go ahead and make his next film, any kind of film that he wanted. The next film that he actually produced was Edward Scissorhands in 1990, one of his most emotional, esteemed, and artistic films to date. Edward Scissorhands was also Burton's first film with actor Johnny Depp. Burton's next film was Batman Returns in 1992, and was a little bit more darker and a little bit more quirkier than the first one. And while by no means a financial flop, many people felt that Batman was somewhat disappointment from the original. While working on Batman Returns in 1992, he also produced the popular Nightmare Before Christmas. In 1993, directed by former fellow Disney animator Henry Selick, Burton reunited with Johnny Depp on the film Ed Wood in 1994. It was a film showered with critical acclaim. Martin Landau won an Academy Award for his performance in it, and it was very popular. But it flopped during its initial release. Burton's subsequent film Mars Attacks in 1996 had much more vibrant colors than his other films, despite being directed by Burton and featuring all-star actors including Jack Nicholson, Glenn Close, Pierce Brosnan, and Michael J. Fox. It just received mediocre reviews. It wasn't immensely popular at the box office either. Burton returned to his darker and more artistic form with the film Sleepy Hollow in 1999, starring Johnny Depp again, Christina Ricci, and Casper Van Dien. The film was praised for its art direction and was financially successful, redeeming Burton of the disappointment many had felt about Mars Attacks in 1996. His next film was Planet of the Apes in 2001. It was a remake of the classic of the same name. The film was panned by many critics, but was still financially successful. While on the set of Planet of the Apes in 2001, Burton met his wife, Helena Bonham Carter. Now he's married, and he has one child with her. Afterwards, Burton directed the film Big Fish in 2003. It was a much more conventional film than most of his others. It received a good deal of critical praise, although it disappointed some of his longtime fans who preferred the quirkiness of his other films. Um, Despite the fluctuations in his early career, Burton proved himself to be one of the most popular directors of the late 20th century and of his writing. He's currently working on a few other films. He just finished one called Coraline, which was an amazing movie. He's also working on a film called Nine, which will be out later this year. And he's also doing a remake with, again, Johnny Depp in Alice in Wonderland. So Tim Burton has proved his artistic abilities to us, and he promises to keep going and just inventing and bringing us bigger and better movies to come.